So modern living recliners from Fjords basically have the same basic construction and functionality. They all come with a lithium battery built in. Now, of course, this battery will deplete eventually, so the way you charge is super easy. You basically have this little plug, and you basically just put it into a 110 outlet in the wall, and of course the other end is you just plug in here. Charge it 8 to 12 hours overnight, and you basically should have 3 to 4 weeks or so normal use. As you can tell, when I push these buttons, right, they illuminate green. Okay? Well, basically the green illumination is an indication that you had pretty good battery life. Now, when and if that these start to illuminate red, that means you are starting to get closer to think about recharging the battery. So there are a couple of safety protocols sort of built into the battery itself. When you get about 20 or so lower, it turns from green to red. But the next thing that's going to happen is when you get down to really low level, there's an auditory alert that basically tells you, hey, dude, you're about to run out of battery. You really need to charge this, okay? And there's a little beeping. And if you allow that to run all the way down, what really happens with a lithium battery, it goes in auto shut-off mode. It shuts itself completely off. And the reason that occurs is that it's to preserve the actual battery life. If you allow a lithium battery to completely deplete, it actually dies permanently. And the only way to fix it is buy a new battery. So that's why this is sort of built in as a safety precaution. And once it goes into sleep mode, okay, meaning it turns itself completely off, what you need to know is that it has to be completely recharged before it restarts itself. So that is a minimum of 8 to 10 hours overnight. So just to avoid having a consumer call, say, hey, I charged for 4 hours and it's still not working, but that's because it went all the way to sleep mode and it turned itself off, and it has to be fully charged for the battery to re-engage. When you order the modern living recliner from Fjords, in the box, you get a chair, of course, and the base and all that, but what you also get is a box with the power supply option. It can get a little confusing, okay, because this, as we talked about, is a recliner with a lithium battery built in, yet when you get this box, you actually have 2 power options included, okay? You have this one right here, which is actually the charger. This is a regular charge for a 110. This is just an extension cord for that. You plug it in. And as I showed you before, you plug that in a wall and you plug it into the arm to recharge the battery. What also is included in this kit, or this box, is this. This is actually a direct power option for the same recliner. I get this question of why is there a direct power option or a direct power set or kit in this chair when it's a lithium battery chair? Well, here's the deal, guys. Lithium batteries sometimes die, and let's say it was to die, let's say 5, 6, 7 years from you get it home, but it's stuck in a fully reclined position, then that means you can take this power option, direct power option, and you can collapse, and you could use that continuously, or you can use this until you order a replacement battery and put it in. You're just used to charging on an everyday basis. You charge it, and you take the other direct power option and you basically keep it in this cardboard box and just put it somewhere for safekeeping in the event you ever need it. So, we talked about there are different, power options for the modern recliner from Fjords. So if you want to use direct power because if your battery dies, or if you just want to use direct power for whatever reason, let me just show you how to do that, because it's a little technical and you need to make a left to do that. So I'll just flip the chair over real quick to show you. And I just want to show you the bits and pieces on the inside of these modern recliners. When you get this from us, you have a motor here that controls the footrest. You have a motor here that controls the back. This is actually the battery, which powers the chair, or the motors rather. And it's connected this way over to this little control box. And the control box is basically what distributes power to the 2 motors, but it also connects to the control panel on the side of the arm. So if you were to, instead of using the battery, to use direct power, you actually take it here and you disconnect the battery. And you take the direct power from here and you connect it this way and to this and then into the wall, and then that's direct power. Now, one thing I just want to make sure you understand and you're aware of, that once you do this right here actually goes to the battery. So if you do direct power this way, you're not charging the battery. Some people think that they're actually charging the battery this way. You are not connected to the battery at all. The only way to charge the battery is to connect these and charge it through the side of the arm, as we talked about already. But again, if you want to do direct power, you take this off and you connect it this way. So just to understand, again, let me just recap real quick. Battery over here on this side can be replaced if needed. Control box or distribution here, motor, and control panel here, okay? One other little thing I just want to show you real quick, it might be helpful to know, is that occasionally with a lot of movement with this chair, this may move a little bit back and forth. This little plug right here sometimes become unseated, and if it does, you just got to push it back into place. All of a sudden, if your control panel inside doesn't work, you might just have to take this out like this, push it back in, and you should be good to go. You may not need to do this to a consumer and show them, but in the event that someone asks about direct power, at least now you know.